All right, folks, let's talk about the future. That shiny, electric future that everyone's talking about. EVs are supposed to save the world, right? The zero-emission knights in shining armor, swooping in to rescue us from the evil petrol guzzlers. But what if I told you that EVs aren't really saving the planet? They're just moving the problem to a different place. Stay tuned, because we're diving into the dirty secrets behind clean energy. And no, it's not what you think. Welcome to Nobody Drives. If you're into cars, the latest tech innovations, the rich history of automotive engineering, and everything that's shaping the way we drive, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode about all things automotive, past, present, and future. Now, let's get into it. Let's set the stage. You've probably heard the pitch. EVs are the solution to climate change. Zero emissions, clean, green, future-ready. Sounds like a dream come true, doesn't it? But just because you're not burning petrol in your car doesn't mean that the planet's getting a break. And here's where the fairy tale starts to crack. The truth? Building and powering those electric cars isn't as clean as you've been told. In fact, some of the greenest cars are built with a little bit of, let's say, dirty magic. Let's get into the manufacturing side of things. We love how clean EVs look when they're cruising down the street. But the road to that shiny exterior is paved with some not-so-eco-friendly steps. First, we've got those lithium-ion batteries. You know, the ones that power the whole thing. But making those batteries, well, it's not exactly a walk in the park. First, we've got to dig up lithium, cobalt, and nickel. And those are anything but clean. The mining process for these materials is intense. It involves energy-guzzling machinery, massive waste production, and, let's be real, serious environmental harm. And then there's the ethical side. Many of these materials come from places with questionable labor practices. So while your Tesla's sitting in your driveway looking all eco-friendly, a whole lot of pollution and human cost went into building that battery. All right, so your shiny new EV is charging up, looking all clean and ready to go. But here's the kicker. Where's that electricity coming from? If you think it's all sunshine and wind, you might want to check the grid again. In many places, a big chunk of our electricity still comes from coal, natural gas, and oil. The very things we're trying to escape by driving electric. Yes, you heard that right. While your car's sipping on that clean juice, it might actually be plugged into a power plant running on fossil fuels. It's like going to a vegan restaurant and getting your meal prepared with a side of, well, not so vegan ingredients. And now, let's talk about the end of the EV life cycle. Because, believe it or not, that's where the biggest problem lies. What happens when your EV hits the scrapyard? Well, the batteries are filled with toxic materials, and the recycling process for those, it's not exactly up to speed. The tech just isn't there yet. Less than 5% of lithium-ion batteries are actually recycled properly. So, instead of being a part of a circular economy, those batteries end up in landfills, leaking chemicals into the environment. So much for that green future, right? But here's the thing. EVs aren't the enemy. They just aren't the solution. What we really need is a shift in the way we think about transportation. Instead of just swapping petrol for electricity, we need smarter, more sustainable options. Imagine a world where we reduce our need for personal cars altogether. Cities like Copenhagen and Amsterdam are already ahead of the game. using electric buses, car-sharing programs, and bikes to cut down on traffic and emissions. Public transport needs to be the backbone of our future mobility, and EVs should be part of that mix, not the entire solution. So, there you have it. EVs are not the hero of the climate crisis. They're just a part of a much larger puzzle. Until we rethink how we use energy, how we live, and how we move around, the planet's still going to face the same old problems. The real future? It's about reducing the need for all these cars in the first place. Now, what can you do? Start by questioning the status quo. Let's embrace smarter mobility solutions and keep pushing for cleaner energy. But hey, if you're still thinking of getting that EV, just know it's not the planet saver you thought it was. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content on the future of mobility. And of course, the truth behind the tech.